Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got 3 new stamp sets from hot off the press. This one's called Music All Over, Christmas Florals, and of course a beautiful script greeting called Merry Christmas. So let's get right to it, and I'll show you some beautiful cards that my friend Debbie and I made. For this particular card, Debbie used both the Music All Over, well, actually just used the Music All Over, and then she also brought in, also from hot off the press, the Sledding Fun cutting die. So what she did was on navy blue cardstock, she stamped using the a WOW embossing pad, which gave you clear ink on this, and then she sprinkled that with silver embossing powder, and then she die cut the Sledding Fun die from silver linen. Which is just this beautiful cardstock, and then also matted that navy blue paper on silver linen, which she covered her card with. And she added these great snowflake dazzle stickers. They come in all different finishes, which is a great addition to the card. And she just layered those on there. As you can see, very, very sparkly. Got Christmas script greeting dazzles there as well. So lots of beautiful sparkle with that card. Then on this one, she used the Christmas florals, and stamped on this paper pack is Christmas Memories paper pack. I love the little polka dot there. So she stamped this with a brown alcohol-free, or rather a brown ink pad, and then she outlined the ovals using gold stickles, glitter glue, and then colored all of these with little elements and outlined them first, and then colored them with the prism watercolor pens, or watercolor markers. Just a really beautiful card, lots of sparkle. This gorgeous little velvet glitter ribbon came from a red ribbon set, also available at Paper Wishes. Here's another card also using Christmas Memories paper pack, where she used this wonderful Merry Christmas, stamped. I love it because it's so scrolly and beautiful and elegant. And with this one, she stamped that in red ink and then cut out around it, just using a pair of small scissors, just going around those loops and then matting that with red cardstock, cutting that again, and then a final mat of gold sparkle holographic paper. She also put some beautiful gold fancy border dazzles and then some beautiful gold jewel dazzles on there as well. Very, very beautiful and very sparkly. So I also want to show you how to make another card using the Music All Over. So what I did with this is I just stamped it on white cardstock, cutting then once I stamped it, I cut the paper down to the size of the stamp. But I should mention, before actually stamping it, I just took the white cardstock and used some brown ink. This is roasted coffee, and it's the Prism ink pad. These are just the greatest little ink pads. And I just took my brush, there you go, my applicator brush, and just went around the edges of this. Then I stamped this in black ink, and I did that so that there wouldn't be any chance of those two inks interacting if you didn't use one that was alcohol proof or one that was water based, so they didn't smear. Okay, so I did that in that order. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little stamping using the Christmas florals, but I just want to use the little bitty pieces on here. Okay, so we've got the little sprigs and ferns and things like that, and I'm just going to be using my acrylic block for this and 2 shades of green ink. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Rainforest Green and the Evergreen. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to be doing some stamping kind of randomly like this around the edges of my stamped music paper. It's going to bring a little bit of Christmas cheer, a little color into the paper, so it's not just so black and green. Okay, just like this. So I've done that shade. Now I'm going to do the Rainforest, which is a slightly different shade. I may not end up using the other sprig at all. I'm just liking how this single sprig is looking. Notice I'm turning the paper instead of having to turn the block every time. Overlapping these is fine. That's why I'm using the 2 different shades of ink. Okay, go this way, just so they're going in another direction. All right, I think I like it. All right. That time where you say stop. All right, so I'm going to clean this off so I don't forget to do it later. And this can go back on my little sheet. I ended up not using the larger one. Right, and then I'm going to back this with some red cardstock, and I'm just going to use my Cosmic Shimmer glue. Some people ask, you know, well, how much glue do you use? They notice on here that I just use dots of glue and I don't necessarily cover my card with an adhesive. And I find that you just really don't need to in a lot of cases. If the glue is strong enough, you don't need to add a lot of glue, make a lot of warping, waste a lot of glue too. All right, here we go. And now this paper comes from Cutesy Christmas Paper Pack. And I just cut a strip that's about 1.5 inches wide. And it's about, oh, I should have measured it, but I think it's about 5 inches long. And I just cut by sort of doing this little shape and cutting it at an angle. I got that nice little dovetail. That is just going to go right here. And I'm going to go all the way to the top with it, going outside of the music paper, making sure it's flush with that top edge, making sure that I'm straight on the card here. I find if I turn it in different directions, it kind of gives me that different perspective. Now, this next piece right here, I stamped this large poinsettia circle, and then I went ahead and did a little bit of brown inking, that same shade of roasted coffee, and did a little bit of brown on there. And then I used the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers for some coloring. So colored the pine cones with earth brown, and the pine and the holly leaves with citrus green, and then the poinsettia with the dark red blend. Okay, making sure to use an alcohol-proof ink available at Paper Wishes. Just put in alcohol-proof. And then I want to mat this on a black scalloped circle. And that one is right here, 12 circles and scallops cutting dies. I wanted to go a little bit bigger. I'm going to put that right there. That's going to go right here. Okay, and I even have from my jute twine pack of jute, I have this forest green. Not sure if I'm going to use this or not. It's one of those situations where I was sort of planning my card, wondering where I would put this. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. Just has to hold for just a second. And now I get to add some glitz. I'm going to use some gold stickles, and I'm going to put these on all the little berries on my poinsettia stamp, and that's going to provide me with my little sparkle. And I'm even going to, I did this before I put the ribbon on. Normally I would do this and then wait for it to dry and then put the ribbon on, but I was trying to save a little time. And so I'm going to go here and add it to my little sprigs that I stamped around. There's 4 little berries on my sprig. And I'm going to put a little dot. And you may think, oh, that's just going to take forever. It really doesn't. Just gonna go like this. Okay, you're getting the idea. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you about the money saver. We have a great money saver on these stamps, you guys. So I would definitely encourage you to check that out. If you look to the right side of our video, if you're watching us on our vlog page at paperwishes.com, you'll find the money saver, a photo of that on the right side of the screen. You just click on that and it'll take you directly to that money saver bundle. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look in the description box below the video and you'll see a link to the money saver, as well as paperwishes.com, where you find lots of videos and lots of tutorials and things. We love doing them for you. We do 4 or 5 a week. And there we go. I'm also going to put a little bit here. So I would encourage you to check that out, because you're probably getting ready to do your Christmas cards if you haven't already started. There we go. All right, so thanks for joining me today. I had a great time showing you all these wonderful stamps from hot off the press, and I will see you next time.